So this would be one of those really good times where using my new camera with its wind thing to stop it from like fucking up the sound would be really good. It is just gone past like 10-15 minutes past 5 in the evening. It's the 6th of February 2023. I've been doing statistics all day. And my story is going to be all over the place, right? So I've been craving cigarettes for a week, and I hate cigarettes, which therefore means I've been craving vapes, because at least they're flavoured, I guess. I haven't had any, but it's definitely uni related, so I compromise and roll a joint. Anyway, I realised that I spend more time doing stuff that is either completely unnecessary, and that usually, regardless, like it's unnecessary, unneeded, whatever, like wasted of time, and it all comes back to the fact that I don't listen or read anything correctly. And when I do, I fucking forget what it is. So I set my alarm for 7:15 this morning, and I remember waking up and being like, oh my god, don't tell me I have slept through my alarm again. And it turns out it wasn't even yet 7:15. I woke up early. You would think that would mean I would get up early, but in my brain it was like, well, no, that wasn't the time I said I'd get up, so I'm not getting up. I swear, I'm like a big giant 37-year-old child, yeah? And so I reset the alarm, and then I snoozed and snoozed and snoozed, and I got up at 8. And I made myself like jump straight in the shower. It was fucking cold, eh? Like, this weather here in Melbourne is driving me crazy. Boiling hot, freezing cold. Boiling hot, freezing cold. Though thankfully I'm feeling better than I have the last couple of days. So anyway, I got up, I had a shower. I've been eating porridge with brown sugar for like a week for breakfast, because of this whole needing to make sure I've got like food in me. I did order takeout last night because I got all the way through to where the seminar was about to start for actually going through the software, and I was like, no, I'm so done. Like, I literally cried yesterday over uni, and I really don't want to be crying over uni, yeah? And it worked out well, because when I did eventually sit down at my desk, and I was at my desk by like 9, I was actually able to bring up like my assignment that I've been working on. And now with the extra screen, I had like the seminar's example, and then my assignment next to me. And as I was going through the seminar, I was following the instructions on both. Thankfully, it worked. But for those of you who follow my actual website, lifesastory.blog, I posted a video, I made a short post this morning, and I think it was something like, I've got 3 hours and 18 minutes to get as much done as I possibly can before the tutoring starts. And obviously for tutoring to go well, you sort of need to send stuff through, and then I was just looking at that clock and trying to avoid it, because I'm going to be honest and say the closer I get to the 14th of Feb, the more anxious I get. I honestly feel like I'm being tested. I can't help but think that I'm not going to be able to have someone be here with me. I know I need to be a big grown up. Unfortunately, that does not make a single bit of fucking difference when you are triggered by particular things. And I'm triggered by the fucking clocks counting down on an exam. As my tutor says, he's like, you know this, you just overthink and you get so lost within yourself. So I'd booked a 2-hour session today, And I managed to get to the point where I'd at least like started the last one, yeah? And if you're new to my channel and you're like, what the hell is this woman going on about? I'm Liv, I'm from New Zealand, I'm 37. I started making these videos on my 36th birthday, decided I needed something to keep me sane since I spend basically all of my time alone. And I like to share. Apparently it's not normal. I happen to love it. If you all know absolutely every single thing about me, in my mind, it's like there's literally nothing any of you can do to hurt me, because believe you me, the voice in my head, she's not very nice. Though I think I'm going to clarify that again and say there are many multiple parts of me in me. Yes, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, so I had 2 hours and I obviously needed to get as much as I could done. I knew I was pretty okay with the first part, and this, to finish what I was going to say, I'm doing research statistics. It's my very last second year unit, but I've been doing my degree kind of in a weird way based on how long it's taking me, since I started in 2017 and it's now 2023. But right, I have been really struggling the past week or so because I have always loved numbers. I was very good at maths. Again, I didn't even graduate high school because of my inability to sit an exam. But there's a whole lot more, you know, factors and variables in that story. But this particular unit is made up of a 50% assignment that's based on the statistical software. And the assignment has been split into 2, so part 1 and part 2, and then each part has 3 tasks, and I think 5 out of the 6 have all got 2 studies on them, so it's a fair chunk of work, yeah? Now, I did really well on the first one. Like, it's unbelievably fucking annoying as fuck with me because my head doesn't let me forget, but I had accidentally read through the wrong proof, and the one that I submitted was missing answers that were very simple, as in like, yes, they're correct, or no, they're not correct, but it got missed. And in doing so, I received a grade of 83.33%, which is a high distinction. It's not, I mean, it's good. I'm trying to remember to focus on the good side of stuff. That's actually a really good grade. It just pisses me off that it's my own inability to fucking focus correctly to actually do it right. And again, today, even perfect example today. So I was trying to figure out the difference between how to report a APA analysis for a ANOVA, and then how to do it with a ANOVA post hoc comparison. And I swear to God, I screenshot the same thing, trying to put it into Word so that I could print it out with the rest of my formats on how to write all of this stuff. Yeah, because again, if you're new, I'm very old school. I do print out most of my stuff. I'm paying for university as I go, living on disability. Even I just think, oh, yeah, fucking hell. But I'm managing. I'm making it work because I have to. So the 50% is that. Then we had 15% worth of quizzes. I'll be guessing the last one. So it's the 6th today. My assignment is due on the 8th. Once I've, I guess, finished talking to all of you, I'm going to go back in and keep going. Or I probably should walk my dog because he is really, really mad at me. And today is like the first day that I've felt able to actually leave my house, because I very much go through periods of a time where I cannot do that. And I haven't been able to do that for the last few days. Actually, I worked out I hadn't had a shower since in like 4 days, and that's how I remember always saying I kept track of where my state of mind is at, is how many days I can go without a shower. I got to 4 and I was like, yeah, I better do something about that, because it's like I'm just simmering trying to get through this, because my assignment results are, you know, good, and the quizzes I've done so far, except that all I keep thinking about is my biology exam, and the fact that I got like 80% on the 4 assignments. I got 80%, 100, 100, 100, and then I had a flipping panic attack that literally within the first 5 minutes of that exam starting. And it was the first time I'd ever done an online open book in my own home kind of situation, so I was alone. Within 5 minutes, I was bawling my eyes out, to the point where I only even really have flashes of the memory of that day. I know that I didn't even answer half of the questions, and we're talking about a multiple choice exam, right? So even if I'd had no fucking idea, I could have at least guessed. But I was in such a state that it was so far past that I didn't even think of that, right? So I can't help but be stressed. Are we? What just went in my eye? But I do have notes everywhere reminding myself that I have value, which is helpful, because I tell you what, everyone, I fucking forget almost all of the medication I'm prescribed when it comes to the stuff that's not in my pillbox, especially now that I've like stopped taking Tarjan. But yeah, with the exam though, like, I basically need to get this assignment in by tonight, and even just saying that puts pressure on me. Thankfully, I have leftover Thai takeout for dinner, because it's due on the 8th. The last quiz, well, it's already been and gone, and the results are fucking released. I just got an extension, so that has to be done by the 10th. Thankfully, it's only worth 4.5%. And then the exam is on the 14th of Feb, and it's worth 35%, and it's 70 multiple choice questions, and I'm not prepared at all. Though I did realize today that I have been like putting stuff aside and printing it, because in my head I've been thinking I've got like one of those A3 art pads, so if I have like all the weeks that I need with all the basic sort of shit where I can see it, along with notes, like I've got my notes printed, because like I said, I keep everything. I'm old school. They're made into like actual binders with like covers and backs and the whole thing. But I've also remembered this time to actually make sure the notes are on my computer so I can access them like easier and faster. But yeah, I'm not feeling confident about the exam. I'm not worried about not passing the unit, like, I've never worried about that, but it's what level I pass it at. Anyway, I got as much as I got done before my tutoring session, and as always, he is unbelievably amazing. He still went overtime. He explained everything to me. Like, I've still got a lot to do, but oh my god, guys. But what I've got left to do is sort of just go through and write everything in the results sections and stuff like that. So I figure I'm good. Like, right, but I wanted to say something. Where am I at? Did all of that. Everything was fine. Like, we went over, so I didn't finish until almost 2:45, 10 to 3. Does that sound right? Yeah, that's about right. And I saw Andrew across the road. And I've still got his lawnmower, which you'll probably see the back. And I could see he was in his front yard, and I was like, oh, maybe he wants it. So because I'd finished, I was like, oh my god, I need to walk away from my computer. My first original thought was I should probably take Boss for a walk. Then I realised it was right smack in the middle of like school pickup, and I've got schools everywhere, so that's a no-go. So I went across the road to speak to him. and I realized something. I was talking about the fact that I don't know how to use this camera, yeah? And he's like, why don't you just read the instructions? And I was like, I know that. I've tried, but I've gone through, like, I swear, every single one of these fucking pieces of paper. I'm like, there's so many. I took a photo yesterday, one after another. None of it was English. None of it. And I was like, I said to him, the only thing I can find that's English is about something to do with the battery and one of those QR codes, something to do with, like, device connect, like it was like a warranty behind the scenes services kind of thing, not a how to use thing, yeah? And he's like, there must be one in English. And I'm like, yeah, well, you would think so, but there's not, right? So I went into my room to do something, get changed, yeah? And I noticed something on the top of my shelf. I noticed two somethings. They're all in English. It's the startup guide and the manual on how to use this camera. I kept thinking exactly what Andrew said. How can I have bought a freaking camera that cost me this much and I have no freaking idea how to use it? Though I take it back, it doesn't look like it's all in English. But it looks like enough of it is in English. Anyway. But the point of that was, I just think it's utterly amusing. Actually, I called myself a dumb idiot when I realised it, but now I'm just like, honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. Like, the more self-aware I become, the more it's like, I'm definitely going through another phase, because I've definitely been in a, I'm so fucking bored out of my brain, I've got no one to talk to except for all of you guys. I've been at uni for 7 years, blah, 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 blah. Yep, not depressed, just like, ugh. And I don't like those moods. I don't know that anyone does. And it's ironic given the fact that I'm so fucking busy. And there's a part of me that thinks I've just sort of accepted that, like, it's not even that I've accepted, because of what I believe in philosophically, it's like, what grade I'm going to get is already set in motion. So, sounds like someone's playing Johnny Cash, but I could be way off. Yeah, I don't even know if it's English. Fuck me. But yeah. So my videos have been short lately. Like I said, just sort of keeping myself accountable, because it's easy to fall into the nothingness when you are alone. I do this and share with all of you because I'm one little person all alone in the big wide world, yeah? And it's hard not to be in your head, yeah? And it's hard not to ruminate and question and ask yourself and wonder, and just, I feel myself in every single state, yeah? Like, beginning of last year was, it was unbelievably horrific. Trimester 2 last year, fucking, right up until trimester 2 last year, like October, I truly thought I was gonna aim for honours and psych. But I was saying it all along, yeah? I don't want to be a psychologist. So, you know. Anyway. I'm gonna figure out how to use my camera. It's still not at the top of my list, but it's getting up there. Or actually, I think, like, I've been watching too much Netflix. Not too much, nothing's coming out right, because I'm just like, well, stoned, I think, is probably at least one part of it. Pretty happy that I've gotten what I've got done. Like, there is a part of me that's just like, I remember with my last tutoring session, it was like I thought it was all done, and then it was like, oh, I actually am not. So it's open, Bubby. My poor dog gets so confused, depending on the weather or what mood or if I'm whatever. I open and shut the door, so he has to kind of like check before he like slams into the fucking door closed. But yeah, no, I've been thinking a lot lately. I can't help but say, basically anyone and everyone that I've ever befriended in my life in the past have all gone flashing by throughout my mind quite a lot in at least the last 3 or 4 days. It's like I'm just literally seeing every single fucking situation all the way back until I've got memory for on a completely different level. And unlike the last shift, this one is kind of fucking with me. But it's fucking with me because I have so much to learn. And on saying that, at 21 minutes and 11 seconds, I'm going to say I don't totally know if this is all going to make sense or if I finished everything, but I need to go and do stats, and it's already, I don't know, after 5:30 or something, I reckon. So if you like my stuff, please follow me on my website or subscribe here. It makes me really happy when I get to share with people. You're all awesome. Bye.